Hey everybody, to begin today's lesson, we'll start off with a quick addition and subtraction review. It's just basically review just to make sure you guys are still able to quickly add and subtract big numbers. So maybe I'll just do one of each with you guys. Let's do number 3 since decimals are involved. So thankfully, these two numbers already have two decimal places, so we don't need to worry about adding more decimal places. So let's just subtract. And yeah, we just subtract. So 8 minus 0 is 8. 0 minus 8, you borrow 1 and then you take away 1, so that becomes 2 and 3. Remember the decimal place from after two numbers because there are two decimal places. So yeah, your answer is 3.28. An addition one. Once again, this addition decimal. So as you see here now, we have two decimal places and 1. So we need to add 1 to 29.2 so that it matches up, because you will have to have the bigger amount of decimals on all numbers. So 29.20 plus 4.29, and you just simply add now decimal after 2. So this becomes 33.49. Moving on. So this is subtracting bigger numbers, and as you can see, they are big. But this is just more work, but it's all the same routine. So I'll just do a few with you guys. Let's just jump into one of the harder ones. Something like number 8. So there are two zeros, which is something I think you guys should be able to do by now, but yes, it is much more harder to subtract with zeros. So I'll be doing number 8 with you guys. So we need to borrow 1, and then we take away 1, but we have to take away 1 again because 0 becomes 9. And so now you gotta take away from the next one, so in order to add on. And so now we go 10 minus 2 is 8, 9 minus 4 is 5, 8 minus 6 is 2. So your answer is 258. Now let's move on to the thousand place. Let's try number 17. 8,907 minus 5,605. So this is something a lot easier because you don't need to borrow anything. So 7 minus 5 is 2, 0 minus 0 is 0, 9 minus 6 is 3, 8 minus 5 is 3. So you get an answer of 3,302. Moving on, addition with parentheses. So I'm going to make it very clear. No matter what order you add and multiplying, but let's just focus on adding for today. No matter which order you add numbers, you are all going to get the same amount because you're just adding. You're just putting more. You're not taking away or anything. But for today, I want to focus on what parentheses are for. So in the future, parentheses will be used for harder equations that might involve multiplication. And when you do that, you will always solve the parentheses first. So I just wanted to ease you guys into using parentheses and solving what's in the parentheses first. So let me show you. So let's try number 1. So we see that in the parentheses there is 3 plus 2. And then outside there's plus 1. Now, even if you switched it around, even if you did 1 plus 2 plus 3 or 2 plus 1 plus 3, you will get the same answer. But for today's purpose of the lesson, we're going to start off with what's in the parentheses, which is 3 plus 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And then you just and we're done with that. So you bring what's left, which is plus 1, and which is simply just 6. Let's try one more, something maybe a little harder, let's try something like number 9. Okay, so once again, we need to start off with in the parentheses first. So 5 plus 5 is 10. You bring what's left down. And, because this isn't in parentheses, you can do it in any order you want. So let's just go a little easier. Let's just do 4 plus 3 first, which is 7. Bring back what's left, and 10 plus 7 is 17. And something for like number 10. Once again, like I said, it doesn't matter what order you add in. So you can simply just add however you want, but first you have to focus on the parentheses first, remember? So yeah, let's also try number 10. So 1 plus 1, let's just do 1 plus 1 because it's easy. So 2. Remember, it's still in parentheses until you solve the entire thing out. And you bring 2 plus 2, and then now you can get rid of the parentheses with 13 plus 4, which is simply once again 17. Okay, now let's just do a few word problems. So Camila leaves the house at 8 a.m. from the house and goes to school. Her school ends at 2:30 p.m. and by the time she gets home it is 3 p.m. How long was Camila away from home? So now we're calculating time. And remember, in one cycle from a.m. to p.m., that is 12 hours. So what I mean by that is 1 a.m. to 2 p.m. is 12 hours. But, if it's a.m. to a.m. or p.m. to p.m., that is 24 hours. But for now, let's focus on the fact that a.m. to p.m. is 12 hours. So let's just write 8 a.m. and let's just figure out the first part. So 2:30, right? So 2:30 p.m. And like I said, it's 12 hours. So once it hits 12 in the noon, because AM to PM noon is going to be 12, right? So let's just figure out first how long it is from 8 to 12, because that is when it first hits PM. So 12 PM. And that you just need to add a good 4 hours. And that becomes 12 PM. Now let's see how you can get 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. So remember, 12:30 is basically equal to 0. So let's just try to see. So 0 plus 2 hours is 2 p.m. And we need to add another 30 minutes. Remember, what's behind the semicolon is minutes. So we need to add plus 30 minutes, which is equal to 2:30. Oh, p.m. Sorry, you gotta squish it down there. So now let's add. So let's underline where we all wrote time. So we have 4 hours, 2 hours, and 30 minutes. So let's add that. So we have 4 plus 2 plus, let's just put 0.30, just because. But it's just so we can keep track. So that just becomes 6 hours and 30 minutes. Sorry if the work is a little messy, but I hope it makes sense. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope it made sense.